Hi guys! So we have another cheesy one. Now, the last video was more about trauma clearing, which can actually really help you on this road. Believe it or not, it's actually the key. but uh, but I'm holding three cards because we're gonna do an energy reading just for the confirmation of what we're talking about, and it's actually really lovely because I actually wasn't really planning on doing like a romantic video or anything like that. And it's not really what it is about, but it's more so just really accepting the things that are meant for you. Trust me, you'll want to stick around. So I would definitely recommend just for today to actually sit here for this reading because it's actually pretty interesting. It really does go hand in hand with this. But to get started, I'm holding these cards because we do the confirmation. And the first card, babe, yeah, the Lovers card was the first one that came out. So definitely, it's all about accepting unity, accepting self-love, but also accepting abundance through love to come in for you because we have this protection, we have this protective masculine energy kind of just trying ready to cut off the heads of these snakes. This lady, she's all bound up on this rock. And it's just very interesting because a lot of the times we'll be under stress and really kind of going through a lot of tower moments and going through a lot of like internal struggles or trauma clearing, healing more than anything, when we're trying to be in our own energy and just focused on ourselves and protecting ourselves, growing a life, growing a foundation for ourselves, and then kind of love just comes through and it's like, hey, let me clear all this roadblocks for you. And it's not even really just about the clearing of the roadblocks. That shouldn't be our expectation when it comes to love, don't get me wrong, but it really does happen a lot. It happens pretty often, like, and at the same time, yeah, we want to be independent, yeah, we want to take care of ourselves, but having that type of unconditional love where somebody's like caring for you, taking your needs into consideration as well as you doing the opposite, doing the same for them. Yeah, it comes with a lot of earned success. Like we earn a lot of our own successes that way by accepting this form of love, unconditional love, and then harmonious change comes through. This Two of Pentacles. So we have the Lovers, the Six of Swords, and then we have the Two of Pentacles. Lovers earn success and harmonious change. So they go hand in hand. Believe it or not, it's really about taking all of this trauma, clearing it up, understanding yourself, doing the self-love, the self-work, all of the shadow work. It's really important because it's about accepting yourself and accepting yourself for the way you are, because a lot of people will come into our lives and try to change us, try to change our energy, our environment, and it's really that's not going to happen when it comes to like true connections. Like they will accept the things that we are not willing to change and the things that we're actually okay with and we're really comfortable with. Like people who love you are not going to change you, and that is very important to recognize. So know that you need to do this inner work and this inner reflection too, because if you're allowing other people to change you or change these expectations from you or about you, like you really got to understand that there may be something internal that you're like not facing, and you're not really ready to kind of understand that part of you where you're not accepting yourself, and so you're allowing other people to change things about you, because it's really important, because a lot of times that will happen in romance. And maybe these things aren't really something that we do, like, specifically or consciously. Like, we're not consciously trying to change ourselves for other people, but like subconsciously, we really let this sort of stuff happen because we're not really truly like in our own energy. We don't feel really grounded with ourselves, and we're not really okay with, you know, ourselves because we're allowing other people to kind of criticize, overanalyze us, and so it's like we almost get gaslit without actually understanding what that actually means. So like you can get really confused about who you are, what you want, and just really like about a lot of things, because people kind of make you question your own reality. You question who you are, you question your integrity with the things that you're interested in, and like a lot of the times it's not like we like see somebody telling us all of this over criticism and just like kind of allow it to happen. It just kind of happens without really thinking about it. It happens without really even seeing it happen because not we're not grounded. Really, it's like we're not grounded in ourselves, and so it's like we let outside influence kind of conform and change us. And that's why you see a lot of people kind of walking the shadow, walking into other people's landscapes, walking living somebody else's reality, and there's a lot of followers. There's a lot of people who see somebody and they get this sense of identity through them because it's like, well, it seems like it's working out for them. They have like this projection of like positivity and positive energy that they put out, but really they could be actually toxic people, and like people tend to copy other people or try to live the lifestyle that other people are living just because they see them happy and smiling, which isn't always the case. Like we go behind closed doors. I talk about this pretty often too. Like behind the curtain, there's a lot of other things going on. Like sometimes people put on a show, and you have to really reflect on that sort of thing too, because like maybe you're not necessarily trying to copy somebody or you're trying to live somebody else's life, but it really does tend to happen because we like look at all these things, especially on social media. Like it happens so often on social media. We see how other people are living, and then so we're like, yeah, you know what, I'm gonna try that. I'm gonna try those things out. And yeah, it's way different than actually just picking up certain lifestyles, like changing your diet, changing your habits, and trying to be positive and stuff. But like that stuff is like a whole different spectrum. I'm talking about people who truly identify with other people and kind of base their foundation of life and how they live, based on how somebody else is living. Because that happens a lot more often than what you would think. And maybe if you're not doing the self-reflection, if you're not really understanding who you are or your shadow or your light, then you kind of really kind of get attached to these other superficial things that other people living these other lifestyles. So you get like this form of attachment to it, and so you try different things to kind of you know be happy, really. And so it's like there's no true happiness coming from that because you have to source it off of an ideal, somebody's idea of love and self-love, self-care, self-understanding. Like you base it off of somebody else's, and so it never kind of reflects back to you the way that you really want it to. And so it's like you almost become the energy vampire in a lot of ways that way. So it's just kind of I kind of got a little bit deep with that one, but it's really important to understand, like, you have to do a lot of acceptance and really kind of doing the inner work, because we have to earn this type of, like, well, we don't have to earn self-love, but a lot of it does come from actually working on ourselves and really reflecting and seeing that type of harmonious change within ourselves in order to actually live the harmonious change, and being really reflective on your own character and the things that you project and put out there to the world. Like, yeah, no, I'm not saying that you should just completely change yourself and try to live some type of like certain way, but like there's still some things that we could always work on. Like, let's be real with ourselves, because I could work on some things. If I could work on some things, and I'm a Virgo, and I can accept that and be true about it, I know you can too, because us Virgos, we're perfect. Okay, don't let anybody else tell you that. No, I'm joking, sort of. But like, you know what I mean? Like, there's always things to work on, but it doesn't necessarily, that doesn't judge you as a character. That doesn't judge you and determine who you are as a person just because there are things to work on. Like, there's always things to work on. Like, we're not perfect. We can't do everything all by ourselves. That's why there's so many different personality types, so many different types of people. We all kind of come together in a community and have our little bits and pieces, and we delve into other things and we try new things, and we're a part of a community, and it takes a community to build, you know, a whole world. It's not built by one person. That's what I'm trying to say. It's just really bad at it. You know what I mean, though? Like, you have this place in life, and your place may be different than somebody else's, and that's the key point here. Like, you don't have to live the way somebody else is living in order to really understand yourself and be a better. Don't ever say that. Don't ever try to be a better person, because it's just, you know, somebody's ideals gonna be different than yours, and there's always gonna be somebody who's critical and over analytical of who you are and the things that you're doing and believing in. And the only reason you're not seeing it so often is because you're probably just not talking about it. You're probably just not, communicating that to other people. So that's the only thing. So I hope this video resonates. I hope it gives you a better understanding of like self-care and self-love and self-acceptance, because that's what's actually going to bring and attract those things in towards you, especially like, if you're wanting some type of romance, if you're wanting some type of new career, or some form of abundance, a better healthy lifestyle. Like, if you really want to achieve that, you're going to have to do some of this inner work. and it comes firstly with accepting yourself. So just putting that out there, like, love and accept yourself first, and then do the work. It's just the first step. Okay, I love you guys. Bye.